Welcome to the Lockdown Economy, a social non-profit initiative by the think tank AlterContacts to help small businesses and self-employed professionals overcome the challenges of the pandemic and reactivate the economy. My name is Karen Rickes, and today my guest is Dr. Monique Wells. Monique is the co-founder of Entrée to Black Paris, which is a travel business that provides services tailored to the African American market since 1999, including, for example, walking tours and activities on African diaspora Paris. Hello, Monique. How are you today?
I am great, Karen. How are you?
I'm good too. Thank you so much for being here. Because Monique, this is actually your second interview with Lockdown Economy already. Could you tell us a bit about how the business has been affected by the pandemic since we last spoke?
Well, we have had a stroke of good fortune in the sense that we, as a result of the walking tour that we did with Oliver G. of the Eiffel Tower last June, we have been able to put together a new offer, a new service, which is we're calling the Virtual Black Paris Experience. And that has really caught on. It was totally unexpected. It was not on our radar. It's something that we feel is going to drive our business for the bulk of 2021 and beyond, because it directly addresses the inability of people to travel. And so this virtual experience is not like anything I've ever seen before. It is a combination of video and live curated content. And it's just been incredible. We've had an incredible response to it.
That sounds really great. That's good to hear that customers seem to be responding very positive to that new offer. Could you tell us a bit more about that transition to this online virtual experience?
Well, sure. So anytime, everybody's doing Facebook Lives and these kinds of things, well, it was Oliver's idea to do a live stream of a walking tour for his audience. Oliver is Australian, he lives in Paris, and his audience really did not know anything about Black Paris, and he really didn't know very much about it either. And so we did this walking tour actually to raise money for my US nonprofit, which is called the Wells International Foundation. And Oliver generously, he put that live stream up on YouTube and gave us his blessing to do anything we wanted with it. And so a few months later, I came across a woman who runs a nonprofit in the US, and she thought for a project that she was doing that this would be a perfect thing. So we did this combination video streaming. It was on YouTube. It wasn't really streaming. It was playing the video that was on YouTube and having Oliver and I give commentary to this group of students in Atlanta, Georgia. And it was just phenomenal. We couldn't have imagined how well that would be received. And so then we've just gone forward from there. And I'm now working with a company that creates online experiences. So it's not just me. Oliver's not, doing this with us anymore. It was his way of giving back to do this for this school. But he's like, but this can build your business, so go for it. And so we're doing that, and we're working with a company that has created an online experience so that you actually, it's not like virtual reality because you're not actually physically in the space, but it's just kind of hard to describe. But it is like you board a plane and you fly to Paris, and you get off the plane and then you do my tour, and there's all kinds of bells and whistles that can go with that, extras, if you will. So you can have a sky lounge experience, and you can have an after party, and all of these kinds of things, and just extremely creative. Nothing I would have ever come up with on my own. And I've been blessed to have these people come into my life and see the value in what we do, and have these creative ideas that can build upon what we're already doing.
That sounds really great. May I ask what was the, let's say, customer client involvement in developing these ideas? Because you mentioned in your first interview that you were in quite close contact with some of your customers who were at most very hopeful that they would get to still travel to Paris at one holiday or the other. So how has been the communication with the customers?
Well, so we reach out to our customers. I reach out to our customers weekly with an announcement about the Entree to Black Paris blog. And then we have probably once a month, maybe twice, depending on how much is going on, what's new at Entree to Black Paris that we send out to our mailing list. And so when people learned about this, they were just very excited. And we actually have gotten some very good press as well. The biggest article that was published was on, I think it was February 12th, and that was by Black Enterprise in the United States, and that's really huge. It was an exclusive on, what we're doing, and our clients have just been, how can I do this? So we're offering it to groups right now, and so individuals who want to do this, we're putting them on a list, and we are actually talking with a travel agent who wants to offer this as part of her new offering because she also is having to figure out how to pivot. She's out of Chicago and she can't do her regular bus tours, even in Chicago or elsewhere. She does them in certain places around the US and in Canada. And she's thinking, this is fantastic and I can absorb those individuals that want to do your tour. They can join mine. So it's a win-win.
That sounds good. Especially since you mentioned that in your last interview, you just kind of described how many small businesses, of course, have their, let's say, own unique challenges, where maybe it could be, difficult to actually work together because of these sort of differences between businesses. So would you say that sort of collaboration has been more of a factor for you in these past months?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely. Not only with regard to the clients and the organization, so the collaboration with Oliver, the collaboration with the company that's putting together the experience, the collaboration with other nonprofits, because we started doing this with other nonprofits. But now the Virtual Black Paris experience is a collaborative program that we are doing with my US nonprofit, the Wells International Foundation. And so that has opened up an entirely new sphere of activity and influence and possibilities for us.
That's really good to hear. What are, aside from sort of this collaboration aspects, what would you say are some of your other greatest learnings of these past months? What have you gained from the crisis?
Okay, so yes, so silver linings. No matter how bad things appear and no matter how bad things are, there is something that we can glean from it. There is something good that can come of it. We simply have to, and it's not even so simple, but we have to be of the mindset, and we have to be of the openness of spirit. We have to have the openness of spirit to look and be open to what comes in for us during these times. It's sort of a cliche, that during the Great Depression, the most millionaires were created, or however you would say that, because they, in this horrible, horrible time, they saw opportunity. That doesn't mean that you take advantage of people in a bad way. But you see that opportunities arise and you see how you can fit into them and how you can use them. And so that's what we're doing. That is what we're doing. And it's working. It's working.
Excellent. So if I understand correctly, it's about sort of embarking on that journey where you find opportunities as they arise and kind of try to adapt to new opportunities as you come across them.
Yes, yes. So it takes a certain amount of, I think, a certain amount of vision.
Mm-hmm.
But before you can even have the vision, you have to be open that the thing can happen. If your mentality is, oh my God, this is just a horrible thing and everybody's going down the tubes and, oh, woe is me, then you won't be able to see those opportunities. If, on the other hand, you say, my God, things are really bad now, and whoa, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm open to possibility. That's the only way that those kinds of things can come into your psyche, into your spirit, and it's the only way that you'll be able to evaluate them and act on them.
Yeah, for sure. So with that, yeah, open entrepreneurial mindset, as we might want to call it. Yeah, speaking of that mindset, what are some of your thoughts, visions for the future? Where do you think Entrée de Black Paris will be in a couple of months?
I hope that we will be building upon this new virtual Black Paris experience, which is one walk. We have so many other walks that we can model in this way. And the group that we did the first tour for, the first virtual experience, during that call, at the end of that call, I said to the school, I said to the educators and to the students, there are 3 additional walks that I have in mind to do for you. So stay tuned. Now, when those things will actually come to fruition, that's another question, but they are, they're hot in my mind, and they're burning in my heart and in my spirit. I know that these girls are going to benefit from experiencing the material that I'm going to put into these new virtual Black Paris tours, and I can't wait to get them out.
Very nice. Are you thinking of sort of any other services that could perhaps sort of complement these virtual experiences? If, for example, moving towards summer, there's the chance for offline tours again?
Well, so we are doing our most popular walk in French. So, and because Americans can't travel here, US
Hmm.
Americans can't travel here, we're turning to the French. There is an interest in this topic among the French. And so we are going to be delivering this in French. And when things open up a little bit, even if the borders don't open, France is full of French people. And so we will just, we'll open this up to a new audience.
Very nice. So I guess that's also then very much in line with yeah, adapting to new circumstances as they come about, to yeah, just enlarging your customer base as well. That's really good to hear. Do you think that while sort of pursuing that, you'll also be continuing your collaboration with your partners into the future in a yeah, post-crisis scenario?
Oh, absolutely. Because the work that we are doing, the work that we've always done as a for-profit and the work that my nonprofit does are perfectly in alignment. And I've just recently come to realize that there's no point in keeping them apart, that as much as we possibly can, we should be working together. And so the nonprofit arena offers a lot of additional opportunities that a for-profit uh, arena does not.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just think that both will grow individually, and then together there will be synergy and the whole thing will blossom.
All right, that sounds great. Well, Monique, my last question to you today, in pursuing both your for-profit and non-profit goals, could you maybe name 3 things that you could use help with?
Oh, yeah. So the first thing is the technical expertise to create more of these walks and to create them. We have we have a template, if you will, right now, but I believe that we will be served by doing this walk in just a little bit of a different way, depending on the audience, depending on the age group, and the topics and whatnot, and also depending upon the materials that we have, because we don't have video for everything. And so we'll need to use some still photos, and we'll need to use, there's all kinds of things. And I don't have the technical experience to know what's really possible and what's really feasible. So the technical expertise is one thing. We need to continue to publicize that we're doing this. So getting more press and doing a better job with social media. We're very active on social media, but we're not so much focused on building the social media following as just getting the information out there. So that's another area, publicity, PR, whatever you want to call that, promotion. And the third thing is funding. So because we're doing this in tandem and in partnership or collaboration with the nonprofit, funding is something that the nonprofit can go after to make this opportunity available to people who couldn't otherwise afford it. And that's a very important part of what I want to do, because the for-profit, you can't be benevolent in the sense that you have to earn money or your business goes under. But in the nonprofit arena, people can fund you and make these opportunities available to people who couldn't pay you otherwise. And so that is extremely important to me. So we will be looking for funding, and we'll need help identifying who funds these kinds of things and what would make us attractive to them outside of just the general principle.
All right. Thank you very much, Monique, for sharing. We'll make sure to get your message out there. Thank you to everyone who joined us here today. Monique, do you have any last questions to our viewers? Any last words to our viewers?
I would just say that if you don't know anything about the history, culture, and contemporary life of African Americans and the larger African diaspora in Paris, to check out Entrée de Black Paris. We are a wealth of information we love to share. And we just look forward to hearing from you. As soon as the borders open, we'll be happy to welcome you back to the City of Light. But in the interim, look for our online experiences and enjoy.
Excellent. Well, feel free to contact Monique using any of the links in the description of the video below. I invite you to like this video and subscribe to our channel. On our channel, you can find many more insights from entrepreneurs in many different countries and business sectors. So please have a look and stay tuned.